All right. Let's take some more phone calls. 99.3, good morning.
Hello?
Thank you very much for calling.
Yeah, I need to say yes.
Toyosi.
Yeah.
All right, welcome Toyosi. Where are you calling from? All
Pastor.
right, thank you very much for calling. 1 minute, please.
I really enjoy your program.
Thank you very much, sir.
Really good job.
Thank you very much, sir.
I need some people like us. Let's talk to the program.
Okay.
Yeah.
My question is not related to marriage, and one contribution one is families should help to men in terms of marriage. They should always come in. And my question is it wrong to double date, Barrister?
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. If by double date you mean sleep with two women or sleep with two men, I don't agree with that. The problem is the way we ask women or men out. You start by telling them you love them and you want them to be your wife. Meanwhile, you should start by saying, I like you and I would like to get to know you. Now, when you start with that, a lady knows you are interested, but you are not committed because you don't know what you will see. So, with that, if you meet one lady, I would like to get to know you. She can't say, and you promise me marriage. You see another lady you like, you might ask her, this looks interesting. And then you vary. Marriage is a choice. Choice means you choose from something. There has to be more than one option. And that is how I think. But when men already go and say, I love you, that you have already committed. So the moment you have committed yourself in a relationship, then you cannot be talking about doing twice, because you have already told someone that you love them and you want them to be your wife. You have committed there.
Which is illegal, by the way.
If you promise somebody marriage and then because of you she does not take other proposals and then you dump her, there's a crime called breach of promise to marry. She can sue you and she would win the moment she has proof, either by text message or by witnesses.
I don't know, I just always think that it's so interesting that that's actually illegal.
Yeah, it is. Oh, you need to go abroad.
So interesting.
There's somebody in Australia now because of this. You told the woman this, that, and then it's in Nigeria. Then they had slept with her and then became scarce. The woman eventually just went to the police and said this man did this. They called him. Yes, in Australia. They called him and did you? The man said yes, and but he didn't mean it like that. He didn't mean. Now he was told to go and bring 2 character witnesses that can vouch for his good character. Of course, he couldn't find a Nigerian because nobody there would want to go and put themselves under. So the man is still looking for character witnesses that can say that he's a nice guy, or else he might be deported. He might. You don't do that abroad. Yes, now you go and then you're even Nigerian in another country. If it was Australian to Australian, they might have a way to, but you are a stranger in another person's land. You get her to commit, give you her body, do all that, and then you disappear.
Wow. And it goes both ways, by the way. It's not gender specific, male, female.
Yes, it's not just.
Toby from Ikorodu says, Chief Barrister, good morning to you and Oyi. Please, my wife took my children away in my absence solely because I don't do a white collar job and I'm driving a car, even when I am a graduate. She keeps comparing me with her brother. I do casual jobs and earn 6K daily, and I don't hide from her.
6K daily? That is a lot of money now. That's 60,000. 6 times 10 is that in 10 days, 60. In 20 days.
I mean, if you break down people's monthly salaries, like you probably round up to that figure.
No, it will be more.
Depending, yes.
No, not on medium scale, lower scale.
He goes ahead to say that he even opened a little shop for her, just for her to keep busy. His issue now is how does he recover his children, because any little thing she beats them and calls them names.
How does he recover the children? First of all, you have a right. No mother can deny a father access to the children, and no father can deny a mother access to the children. It is against the law. All you need to do is you go and get a lawyer. Then you want custody. You have seen that she's abusive. Can you get proof? That was one of my own, one of the points I used to get my own son. I got custody of my son a year ago, 11th of August last year. So I celebrated 1 year of him being with me this month. Yes, I used the abuse of the mother. The mother is, so I got some proof, and it helped my case.
Okay. So proof.
Let me tell you, you have rights to see, maybe weekends. You can see them weekends. Your right is that they spend half of their holidays with you. Except, I'm talking to sane fathers and sane mothers. I'm not talking to the abusive fathers and abusive mothers. So the law is not for perpetrators. Yes, I'll come and say Barr Olumide.
All right. Good morning to you all. I like the vent from Olumide this morning. Women will never learn to stop getting pregnant in abusive marriage. I also want to ask, why is it that ladies always prefer to date and marry men who beat them up over guys who never raise their hands on them? That's a fallacy.
Yeah,
Just
calm down.
fallacy, hasty generalization. But I'll allow the expert to say.
Yes,
I don't have a degree in relationships,
No.
but Chief Barrister has a degree.
I think I've vented my own. Please vent your own.
No. I mean, I'm going to allow you to address it. I just wanted to highlight the fact that you can't generalize and say all ladies do that.
Now we have a program
It's not true.
that is for mature singles, and you'll see that most of these people are looking for a good man and a good woman. You see, you cannot go. How many women have you dated that you can now conclude that all women like men that beat them? You've probably dated 2 or 3, and then you have a problem. If your spec is irresponsible women that beat, then you have a problem. What exactly attracts you to women? So you need to check your what would I call it, your preferences, and readjust what you are looking for. Because if you keep ending up with abusive women or women that like abuse, then I think the way you choose is a problem. Lots of women can't stand abuse. They can stand being loved and cherished. So go and look for those ones. Leave the abusive ones alone. Those that want them to beat, leave them. It's not an issue. It's not your problem. The moment you see it, leave it.
A message from someone just greeting me and telling me that please call me on TV this week. Thank you very much for watching.
You were on TV.
I was.
Without me.
I'm just you about that.
Without me.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Who's on the line? Good morning. Hello, yes, you're through to us. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Welcome. Do you want to tell us your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, please, calling from Onyinchi.
Peace, you have 1 minute. Thank you for calling. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for
Good
calling.
morning. You didn't shake it, but you did.
Because I didn't shake for other first time calls.
Hello, now.
All right, please. 1 minute, please.
I'm calling in respect of my
In-law.
Okay.
they have been staying with this man for a very
A long time, though the man has not fully married her. But the time passed, the man was abusive, but presently I think he has reduced. But now the problem is there's a man that has been coming for her and asking her, so though the man is married also. But the problem is she doesn't know how to go about it. So I don't know what to tell her. I need to advise her what to.
Sorry.
children for this other
Please, can I understand? She's not married to this man she's with?
Yes, the man has not paid her bride price. Just to put it like that. Not paying the stuff is not ready.
Then the problem is with. Thank you very much for the question. Let me address this.
Thank you so much for calling. You see, we have less than 1 minute to go to break. So,
Let me see.
my dear good barrister, how do you suggest we handle this?
I am going on. The insult upon injury is when your bride price has not even been paid and you are being beaten and then you keep reproducing. You see, this year, I am not recovering any single child again for this year.
Let's
Yes,
conversation.
the lady that said the man was not the man is not married to the lady. Now, there is an insult upon injury that a man will not pay your bride price and then you keep giving birth, because you got pregnant the first time, means that you keep getting pregnant for a man who, without bride price, is beating and getting you pregnant. Now, this is what has gotten me to the point that this, from now till the end of this year, I will not recover one child. Because when I get there and I see that they are not even married legally, 4 children from Ilakwe, Ibejuleki, that side, Mowe, Alimosho, would be, do you know how much it costs? And I do this free. You are copulating, reproducing in abuse, and then you come to me that you are not paying. I wasn't there with you when you were copulating, but now I am the one that should go and start looking for your children and use my own money to get processes to help you recover children. I'm not doing that again. See, thank you for those that give people my number and all that, but please, nobody should call me again this year for any child recovery. I should have opened an orphanage now because of the volume of children, and you find out that it is always 4, 5, 6. I'm like, what are you giving back? You are not even secure. Your life is not secure. You keep bringing children into your insecurity. Go and get a shot. Leave the man. Get a job. Better your own life.
Okay. Let's take some calls. 99.3. Welcome to the show. Good morning. Thank you very much for calling. Who are we speaking with, please? Thank you very much. Please go ahead. You have 1 minute.
Yes, sir. No, sir.
Okay, it's just because when I look at this thing, they call them right. The problem with we Africans, I would say Nigeria, is not that a lot of people don't want to go and pay the right price. It's because of what is added to the right price. You try to get what I mean?
Yes.
And right price is not an expensive thing, but what is added is what disturbs a lot of people. You just want to marry a woman in love, and you get a deal or something of going to 400, 500, 600, even 100 plus, which some people cannot do. I'm not talking about that, just an example. So we are the ones disturbing this right price issue, not that the guys don't want to do it. Let's talk to ourselves and what is right price.
Okay, sir.
Marriage a day thing or a thing forever.
Can I ask you a personal question, sir?
For that day party, because you want to scatter the program and wait.
I agree with you in part, but can I ask you a personal question?
Okay.
Have you paid your wife's bride price?
Yes and no. No, because I've not even attested that price.
Now, this is the problem. Thank you very much for pointing this out. This is a problem. Sir, I agree. Okay.
Thank you very much. I'm going to let you go now.
See, I have an uncle who got married to a lady from Imo State. When we got there, the part of the list was an Okada and 3 grinding machines. So his mom, that is my uncle's mom, got up and left the place, because how do you expect an Okada? Because he went to school and she has a master's, so they mod the education, they hire. It's not everywhere in Imo State, but it was that particular place. I don't, before Imo people come for, but I say it without, am I lying? Am I the one that wrote the? So this is the problem, sir. If that one cannot suffice, go to and do a court marriage. Then women, you have to stop encouraging your families, and men, stop encouraging your families to start behaving as if bride price is a trade, international trade fair. That you now start putting the poverty of your family into the bride price, and then some people will come. They are the uncles. There's one that apparently called me last week that the reason they have not been able to marry is the brother of the father of the bride. That is the uncle, who has said that his cloth alone is 250,000.
Because why?
And they must buy it because everybody is afraid that the gentleman is diabolical. He has the say in the marriage. So he
That's
says,
the uncle.
yes, the uncle, the shoe, the everything. He just gave them that 250,000. I did not even invite any uncle from my own. So I don't know when people will start knowing that your marriage is your own issue, not your family issue. You chose the man, not your family. Except those that their families are controlling them. Do you understand? If that one cannot do it, there was a woman who I even almost had on recording who told her family that her husband will not pay 1 kobo. Do you understand? 1 kobo. And that she dares any of them to come and do omugo when they hear that they've given birth. They will now come and say it is our daughter. That day she disavowed that their tradition because it was too much. So I understand what this last caller was saying. And the Yoruba wedding, I don't know. Our own was like 12 naira. But you bring, things like yams and all that. But everything you can do for within 60 to 70. I've seen someone who married with 20,000 naira. They just did. It was just under one canopy.
And you really can't put a price tag on
can't,
someone. You're not selling your
daughter. The way they now put all that is an archaic. And you ask the father. There was one that the father who was asking for bride price did not even pay his own bride price. And he's now telling another person to bring the what? How can you put an Okada 3 grinding machine in the list? Do you understand? Women, you should stop saying if my father does not, if our family does not, then go and marry your family. It's even a very short period. Go and marry your family. Did they pay that when they were getting married? You should stop encouraging this archaic and barbaric poverty-ridden cultures that will just impose the poverty of a family upon a man who just comes to marry your daughter. If they say, no, I would leave, there are other traditions, there are other areas, there are other tribes. It's not by force now. But children, you too should stop them in their tracks. Stop them, tell them that, and then you go to court and get a court marriage. To do court marriage, I think it's less than 40,000 naira. You are legally married with your marriage certificate. So you have 3 options. The Constitution recognizes, number 1, court marriage, which is done at the marriage registry. There's a marriage registry in every local government building.
It does not have to be quick.
It does not have to. Please don't go to. Let me say before I say it. But please go to your local government. Ikoyi is not a local government. The only legal constitutional is the local government. Number 2 is the traditional marriage. Then number 3 is the Islamic marriage. So if you don't marry by court, marry traditionally. If one is not working, use the other. If traditional is not working, go to court. If court is not working, go to traditional. Whichever motto you choose makes drinks fresher and food cooler. We call it the Tomoku connection. You call it beautiful. Sorry, you can't get that. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Not my era.
Not your era.
This custody, still on this custody issue. Mike from Ikorodu says, please, Mr. Olumide, you said that a man cannot be in custody of his children if not given by the court.
Oh, yes.
Since the children are also my children, why can't I be in custody of them? If not, I will make sure I stop providing and taking responsibility since the court restricted me from taking custody of them.
Yes, you can argue with the House of Reps, you can argue with the Senate and the lawmakers, but that is the law. And when you want to prove recalcitrant, saying that you would disobey the law because it suits you, my brother, maybe when you serve some time, you will have a change of heart. But it is very irresponsible of you in the first place to have children and say you don't want to see because of the law of it. Do you know abroad, when you want to marry, when you want to divorce, half of your property is gone. Go and tell them there that you will not leave your property and you will go to jail. So it behoves on you to make sure you marry a good person that will not put you in that condition, in that situation. Choose right, marry well. If it is not working, it is not working. The court gives you right. Do you understand? I got custody of my child. If you feel your children should be with you, petition the court. But if that is not it, you have rights. You have rights for your children to spend weekends with you. You have rights that your children should spend half of their holidays with you. So it's a 50-50 situation.
Someone says that just like some 2 calls we had on the show, a friend of theirs needs help. I think that I'm sorry, let me try and find the message. Her husband wants to forcefully drag her back into his house or take possession of the only child that she has. This person gave her your number, and she called, but you're always busy when she calls. So basically, he's giving her own numbers and saying that please, she needs your help.
If it is to recover a child, I'm no longer doing that this year. The you said she has called me, and the
numbers
numbers
usually
are,
give
it's unfortunate, but I get lots of calls, and throughout this, for the past 2 weeks, I've been in the hospital, so a lot of times I am not me, my mother suffered a mild stroke.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry.
She's with me, so I've been the primary caregiver, and
So sorry.
managing that with what I do. And so if you call and it doesn't get through or I don't pick, that means I'm unable. So you keep calling. I have never shouted someone down that, why are you calling me? No, I don't. Just call.
I'm so sorry about that. Our love and speedy recovery. Pray for your mom in Jesus' mighty name.
Wow, it's not been easy, but
Wow, so
I'm her
sorry
only
about
son. So it's on me.
that. So sorry about that. Another text says, good morning, my name is Olushola. I have a relationship of 13 years with 3 kids. My wife has packed out of the house with 3 kids, and this is the 4th time. She took the matter to the welfare, and I have been responsible for their upkeep. She seems, that's the upkeep of the children, she seems she has moved on with her life, but I can't figure out my direction. I still love her and I still want her. I can't just get along with any other lady. I need help. Such harsh. Is that tough love?
I wish you more. That is not for me. That is not my own kind of vision.
99.3, who's on the line? Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
How are you? Welcome to the show.
I want to speak with the marriage agent.
I'm
We
here.
can hear you loud and clear.
Don't mind.
I want to take your number.
Okay, I would give it out.
Alright, you'll definitely get it. Thank you for calling. You have to give you a disclaimer real quick. 99.3, good morning. Hey, Chris. Welcome. 4 Saturdays. You know it's not us now. The traffic is a lot.
Good morning, sir. Please don't
Welcome.
be angry.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
For those who want to hear you, those who are here, let them listen to you. Advice I would beg you is don't give up, because some people are trying to do 1 or 2 things for you. No. You mentioned a number of people that you buried them 2 months ago, right?
No, between January and March.
You mentioned it before, and somebody will come and tell me, it's a holy book. They don't remind it. They don't give a give home. He is my brother, don't give up.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
My sister, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
Chris.
very
Good
much.
to hear from you. Thank you for calling.
We've not heard from
Mr. Frank, it's been a minute. Mr. Frank Azubike,
all our people.
a couple of people. Even Joy, I haven't heard from Joy today. 99.3, good morning. Thank you so much for
Good
calling.
morning, barrister.
Good morning, sir.
Mine is just a personal advice I need from you, and you can quickly help me.
Oh, please go ahead.
All right.
For the marriage is everything is perfect. But 2 things I need from you. What if the other person is not very, what's the word now? Doesn't want to learn. Let's say sexual intercourse, other styles and stuff. It's not as if anything is wrong, and the person just flatly refuses to learn. How do you handle that? Secondly, so you didn't go to club when you were younger, you now want to do it and all that. So how do you handle stuff? That's my question.
Okay, there is a saying that you can't teach an old dog new tricks. You are with someone who is stoic and has said this is how life is and I will not change. I don't know how I don't know how to advise on that, because it is that person's character. Probably if she has a mother, probably if she has someone who is an authority figure in her life who she listens to, you can take the matter to them, either parents or sisters or something, and you can take the matter to them, see if they can help. But if it affects you to such, when you said the marriage is perfect, my blood pressure went down. Like, okay, everything is okay, but in some specific, I'm sure it is like sexually, and the person now wants to start going to the club after 20 years. If they want to go, let them go. Maybe they want to dance. And I don't know. Maybe you could join the person. because me and my wife, we go, I just call, Madam, where are you? Please, we are going out. Because you need to unwind in these crazy times. But the club, is it to dance, or is it that she's looking for something else in the club? If it is to unwind, follow her, dance. You know, both of you unlearn and we learn. But if after 20 years, try talking to her parents or her father or somebody who she respects and complain. See if they can talk to her.
All right, it's less than 6 minutes, less than 6 minutes to go. I want to allow you to round off, but I'm seeing a message that I want to read.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, good morning, doctor. I got married 23 years down the line with only one child. Lost 3 as a result of fibroid issues from his wife for 2 operations. Now no kids anymore, several regenerations of fibroid keep reoccurring. She's been advised to remove her womb to be comfortable, but she refused with the support of her family. Now she keeps bleeding on a daily basis, and he says that he's not comfortable anymore and she's not willing to leave. He says that he has since taken solace with another outside, that he cannot afford to be swimming in blood any longer for the sake of marriage.
Why would...
He says, what's your advice, doctor? He's reached out to the family and they still give deaf ears. He's tired.
Then let him...
to remain anonymous.
You see, this is a medical problem and you can solve it by simply... If the man was complaining that he wanted more children now, we would say, okay, that's why you're keeping the womb. But if it is now, you are even losing blood on a daily, and you still, please, before they say you are the one that used that for money rituals, just, I think you should go to the police station and make a report. And then, you know, that your wife refuses to. This is just to protect you, so that if anything happens in future, then you make it known to the family that you are no longer interested. They should come and take their daughter. You call them and make it a public thing. Call your family to the family and say you are no longer interested, because that is how she will sleep and not wake up. Loss of blood is not funny. I saw that firsthand. But before we got to the hospital, the woman was already a corpse and she was just bleeding through the nose and mouth. They said loss of blood, not to talk of someone who is bleeding. So you give her back to the family. If she doesn't want, then you pack out and leave. After you have done the needful, informing everybody that this, so they know. Because not that one that some people will come after that you killed their daughter or something happened.